I'm now going to be performing the hex bar deadlift or trap bar deadlift. So the hex bar or the trap bar is a really good beginner and advanced exercise that comes before the barbell deadlift for a couple of reasons. The trap bar is a neutral grip, which means it's to your sides, which is a lot more comfortable than being in front of you, okay? The other thing is trap bars have higher handles from the floor, which means the range of motion, like how deep you go, is not as great. So it's very easy as a beginner to sort of learn this. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to step into the trap bar. Again, we want to make sure we've got these bigger plates, the bumper plates, the Olympic sized plates on here. We're going to be hip far apart, okay? Sitting up nice and tall to start with. Shoulder blades straight down. We don't want to be really sticking the chest out or bum out. Arms straight down, hands to the side. We're going to come down like this. We're going to grab the bar here. We're going to take the slack out the bar, which I'm going to go through in a sec. Pushing away, okay? Coming back down and resetting. Big breath, slack out the bar, push away. And this is going to be a little bit different with our normal deadlift, where our knees are actually going to be a little bit more forward. But you're going to be a little bit more upright because of the position, okay? Now, what I mentioned before with the taking the slack out of the bar, this is a really important concept to learn when you're deadlifting. Because deadlifting gets a really bad rap, and mostly that's because people come down and they try and yank it off the ground. And that doesn't really work at heavier loads. And this is how we hurt ourselves and create all sorts of issues. So taking the slack out of the bar is sort of two portions. So if you hear this, it's basically when the bar, the actual bar itself, the trap bar, catches on the plate to then take the load. And that little moment, if we don't take that moment out, what happens is if we try and yank it, it's going to pull us forward and we're not actually engaging our body properly. The second part of that is making sure that we take the slack out of our body. And what I mean by that is we want to take a portion of the load in our body, like engaging and holding that load before we actually finish the movement, okay? So what that actually looks like is sort of pushing before you go. So what we're going to do with nice long arms, we're going to push but not take the bar off the floor. So I'm holding the weight a lot here, my legs in my body, and then pushing through that. And you can hear that that's silent. So take the slack out there compared to that, okay? And even then you can sort of hear that taking that slack out is, not going to be good. It's going to throw us forward. It's going to cause all sorts of chaos. So that is what we do when we take the slack out of the bar, and that is our hex bar and trap bar deadlift.